AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.
If Kyrie wins this championship, where do y'all rank him as greatest point guards all time?
He's not a point guard.
That's another conversation. He's so non-traditional at all. Like he's not even traditional for today's era. He's like literally
his position says PG, y'all. Let's not do that.
You can't do that because
is Steph Curry really a point guard?
No, you're right.
You've had that conversation already. I don't have Steph as a point guard.
Okay,
so,
let me ask you this then.
God.
Would you say?
Good.
Okay, how would you rank him relative to like a CP3? Because like CP3, he's been a second option and he's failed. But as a number one option, he was so much better than Kyrie Irving in terms of leading a team. Would you rank Kyrie Irving over Chris Paul because of that?
Yes.
Why would you say Chris Paul is a better leader than as a number one?
Because CP3 won several playoff series as a number one. I mean, we won 50-plus games with him several years. Everywhere he's gone until Golden State, he's made them better. He got the Sun. He helped. I mean, he wasn't the number one in Phoenix, but he helped them get to the finals. Kyrie Irving as a leader, as a number one option. He's showing definitely some leadership qualities here, but like as a number one of your team, he was what? The Celtics was very dysfunctional, and we realized that that's not really him. And then in Brooklyn, he got them to what, like the 8th seed in the bubble, and that was that. But
I guess where I mess up, and y'all know me, is when we start doing player who's better and who's not. It's hard for me to start adding in all the team stuff when we start ranking guys.
But they're so different though. How can we compare Chris Paul and Kyrie Irving? It's kind of less like Kyrie's a much better scorer. CP3's a way better playmaker passer. CP3's a better defender. Kyrie's so much better without the ball in his hands.
But then how do you have a conversation about who's better, Dirk Nowitzki or Luka Doncic?
I know it's the same thing.
How do you start having that conversation the right way?
Well,
exactly.
Because we start with this. CP3 is second, third year in the league, was top 3 MVP candidate. Like Kyrie wasn't that. It's just
he was a number one option. He got the New Orleans Hornets in a stacked West to 56 wins. I mean, that was pretty impressive.
Like that was Chris Paul was tough. Chris Paul, like before that knee injury, he was different, bro. Like that's something that
J Kidd.
So
he was tutoring Jason Kidd.
For me, because y'all, my new thing is I make it simple. I ain't going through all that. God win 2 championships in this fashion. I gotta put him in top 5 greatest point guards all time. I'm sorry. If Isiah Thomas is up there, why he can't be up there?
Because it's different.
Thomas the lead dog.
It's completely different.
Thomas
completely.
I disagree.
It's completely. It's completely. If you're starting to start making it about a ring, if you're making it about rings, if you're gonna do that, then you got to compare the 2 rings. How did we get the 2? If we're gonna say if he's got 2 rings and you put him over Isiah because you think he's just a flat out better player, then that's cool. But if we're talking about, okay, he got 2 rings and now we're gonna put him over Isiah. Isiah was the lead dog on all 3 of those championships, on all 3 of those teams that he could have potentially won 3 in a row. Okay. I can't ever see Kyrie Irving being the number one guy leading a team to potentially winning 3 championships in a row. I can't see that.
He passed the second round.
Let's have this conversation just quick, fast. Everybody know if Kyrie and Kevin Love don't get hurt, we know if was a 5th, they would have won that. Let's not act like Kyrie wasn't the man who came back 3-1 and hit the big shot. So, and people say he could have won that finals MVP. So let's not act like he ain't been to a couple finals as well. Fabian, you can do it. You can do that all you want. But at the end of the day, come on, what?
LeBron James was insane. He was the best player in the world. He led in every statistical category, and he was a better defender.
Okay.
I think Kyrie. I'm not going to take anything away from what Kyrie did in the last 3 games. He was insane.
So who's your top 5? Who's your top 5 point guards right now, all time?
All time.
I actually. Well, are we counting? Here's the thing. Are we counting the Steph and Jerry West type, where people debate what they are?
No, it's your top 5.
All right, I'll tell you my. Go ahead, Fabian. I know my 5. My 5 is hard to crack, to be honest.
Of all time, I mean, it's typical Magic, Isiah. Kidd is in mine. Okay. Chris Paul kind of came out of that one.
He's not in mine.
Yeah, I mean, if y'all see, because it's tough. It's hard for me to say. What like AllBall saying like, yo, how you not gonna include Steph Curry? Like we all do. So you're gonna be the only one on the planet who doesn't, include him on the point guard list. And if you do that, then I definitely think Kyrie Irving is not not top 5. Because once you put Steph Curry in there, it's like, bro, Steph Curry unlocked what it is to be a shooting small guy. Like, all right, you could do all that. You could get the handles down pat. You could finish down pat. But once I go off ball, that's the key to any scorer. It's over. So I got to put Steph in there. Damn. And Jalen Brunson, man, what you talking about?
He's not even the best point guard in Knicks history. I'm going to go. My top 5 is, if you're putting Steph, I'm going Steph, Magic, Isiah, Jerry West, and Oscar. That's my 5.
Oscar's
Flea?
tough.
Amazing, bro.
Probably no order. I'm gonna go Magic, Steph, Isiah Thomas, Kid, and Stockton is up there for me.
Wow. You put Stockton over
in terms of
where they go?
So mine's is identical to Flea's. But if Kyrie wins this, and if he just happens to get Finals MVP, I'm gonna be honest. Stockton, Isiah Thomas got to go.
Wow.
I'm just being honest. Yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry.
I think
because I think it's absolutely ridiculous that that Damian Lillard is a top 75 player all time. Kyrie Irving isn't. I think that's just
politics.
I think that's absolutely ridiculous. It's basketball. It's a crime in basketball that happened. That should not be the case. I don't care how you slice it. That's just not factual. He is a better player than Kyrie Irving. It's not true.
But so, like, that's when they were really hating on him. The NBA kind of got to apologize to him a little bit for that. But I think AllBall could speak to that more because he was a big Dame guy. Like, how did you feel when you heard top 75 Dame is on it, but Kyrie's not?
That was bad. We know why that happened, and what I would have liked to see.
Fabian was on the committee. Fabian was part of that committee. He didn't want to tell us though. He was.
But what I would have liked to have seen is maybe Dame Lillard, not say nothing about Kyrie, but just maybe say, hey man, I don't think I deserve this. I love the honor, but come on, fellas, this is a little too early. But I did feel some way because it was just wrong. It was just wrong. When some things is wrong, it's just wrong. There's no excuse. We know why it was wrong, and we ain't got to go through all of that. It was wrong. Dame Lillard at this point is not a top 75 greatest player all time. And I'm a big Dame guy. It's not even close. I was so dead wrong. Dame Lillard is not better than Luka Doncic. No, he is not. Lord have mercy, was I so far off with that. And especially this season. Lord have mercy. So
Portland,
well, man, I was wrong. I'm not even going to dig a deeper hole. I was wrong.
Like Dame carried.
Real quick, I'll tell you why else they were wrong about it without even going into politics. Just strategy about how to choose these players. You want to respect Bob Cousy. You want to respect George Mikan. Okay, well, we got to respect the fact that Kyrie Irving and Bob Cousy do not look anywhere near the same as a point guard. And one of them is better. I don't care how they slice it. I ain't talking about career accolades, none of that. I'm talking about you look at them and you go, I'm taking that guy. No way I'm taking Bob Cousy over Kyrie Irving. Just I can project what Bob Cousy was. I know I'm not trying to disrespect them whatsoever. You can't JJ Redick me, Jerry West, because I'm not at none of them tables. But at some point, you got to tell yourself, damn, how do we judge and critique the guys who are clearly, this is an all-time great now. Like Kyrie proved everybody wrong that ever said anything about him, even if he's just a Robin. To your point, who said a dime and all ball about Scottie Pippen? Look what the hell Scottie Pippen is going through. Ever since he retired, like he looks like he's being tormented for being a Robin. And Kyrie Irving, that's his fault. Maybe Flea, okay, but
that's his
Kyrie. Fault. But Kyrie couldn't accept being a Robin either. You know what I'm saying?
First,
like,
you couldn't.
So now he's like, yo, I'm okay with that. I don't care what y'all got to tell me. Like I'm about to win again. So it doesn't matter. I think there's something to it. He's able to figure it out. But at the end of the day, he can't do that without being this nice. Bob Cousy could not do that in year 14. Stop it.
I didn't say Bob Cousy. I said Oscar Robertson.
Not you. Not you, but there's other guys on that top 75 list. I'm just pointing out Bob Cousy and how they want to just the reason for Bob Cousy and George Mikan and these guys is to to defend them, and it's honorable, but it's also honorable to big up Kyrie Irving. He's a super duper star.
Those two in particular, they're like pioneers of basketball. Like those guys, they changed everything. So I don't. They were on the original top 50. I wouldn't. If I had to pick guys to take off the list though, out of that, I wouldn't. I would put Dolph Shays and like Paul Arizin before I took Bob Cousy and what's his name? Oh my God, Peyton Pritchard just got kicked in the face. But yeah, before Cousy and George Mikan. Even though I do say that like George Mikan played in like the 50s where it was like all white dudes, I still think he was pretty like significant.
I just think it's lazy. That's all. Like it was just lazy of them to do that, and it was a cop-out.
Just keep the first 50 on. I mean, it's just hard. I mean. Yeah.
No, not forget keeping the 50 on. I'm saying, okay, you can do that, but figure a way to put this guy who's, come on, man, he transcends basketball. My girl knows who Kyrie Irving is.
We're saying this now after he's reformed and gone to Dallas and done all this stuff, but his stock was at an all-time low at that time.
Hold on, I'll pass it to you, Flea. All right, they were the pioneers, and Kyrie helped keep it alive. Like, what are you talking about?
The 50 was done completely different than the way the next 25 was done. How they selected that. The 50, they did from the top 10 best point guards, top 10 best shooting guards, top 10 best small forwards, top 10 power, top 10 centers. Go look. I'm not saying y'all refuting it. I'm just saying if you go look at the top 50 players list, they went position by if you look at it. The 20, how they added the 25 was strictly off of this guy. I like this guy. It felt like it. It felt like it to me. It didn't have the same uniformity that how they did the top 50. If they did the next 25, a guy like Dwight Howard doesn't get left off that list. If they did the next 25 right, a guy like Kyrie Irving doesn't get left off that list. So. And I'm sure there's other guys arguable, like a Klay Thompson for some people. I'm not mad at people who say Klay Thompson should have been considered, but you got to be consistent. And how they did it for the top 50 in whatever that was, 97, they should have done it the same way. When did they do the 75? A couple years ago, whenever that was, or flip-flop. Just be consistent with how you making these lists.
The issue is though, Flea, if you're going to add 5 players from each position, the center position since 97 has been so weak.
That's true.
And point guard is very strong.
I agree with you. So it makes it difficult to make this list. But there's got to be some uniformity. And because you just said that can't be an indictment on Dwight Howard where he don't make it, bro. Like that can't.
I'm a Dwight Howard hater, but I would have probably put him on there.
There's no way.
I'm not mad he's not, though.
Yeah, I'm sure. But there's no way. Like
I do not mess with that dude.
Dom is the polished hater. He's professional. He's just suit and tie on.
Howard, James Harden, JJ Redick, Rudy Gobert. It's like my Mount Rushmore of like I don't fuck with them at all.
AllBall TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.